Peppa Pig exposes Kanye West, Britney Spears Charges Dismissed, and Logan Paul makes a grown man cry. All of that and a lot more, but first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. With that out of the way, let's begin the InformOverload Weekly Roundup. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that we would have Peppa Pig throwing shade at Kanye West, but Kanye has had beef with a lot of rappers over the years, and the odd celebrity here and there, but never a kid's cartoon character. This one may even lose him some respect with his own kids, and after going head to head with the likes of Drake and Soulja Boy, no one expected that Peppa Pig would be his next opponent. This all started when XXL magazine tweeted out the scores for Peppa's new album. In a tweet they said, "Pitchfork really gave the Peppa Pig album a higher score than Kanye's Donda." And after several tweets of people pointing out that Peppa just did better numbers than Kanye, Peppa Pig responded as well. In a tweet, the official page for the anthropomorphic British pig said, "Peppa didn't need to host listening parties in Mercedes-Benz Stadium to get that .5. I mean, shots fired, right? That is pretty savage takedown considering that this is supposed to be a cartoon character for a kids show. But if you watch the show, then it's pretty much on brand. The tweet must have drawn the ire of some hardcore Kanye fans though, because it was quickly deleted, but not before plenty of people took screenshots. Probably the best quote tweet that I saw for the album discrepancy was this person who said, "Yo Kanye, I'm really happy for you, I'm gonna let you finish," signed off by Peppa Pig. So far Kanye has yet to respond, but I have a good feeling that when he sees this tweet, Peppa Pig is about to get roasted in his newest diss track. With that though, let's send it over to Mackenzie to find out why Logan Paul just made this dude cry on TikTok.
Alright, now to our next story. A man named Austin Wallace just went viral online because he cried about Logan Paul rejecting him for a job opportunity. While Logan was at Jake Paul's fight against Tyron Woodley, Austin managed to sneak his way into the VIP section and get face to face with Logan Paul. While speaking with Logan, Austin asked for a job on Logan's team. He told Logan that he recently just quit his job and hopes to work with Logan instead. In the beginning of the TikTok, we actually see Austin crying because Logan said no. Austin even revealed he used to make $100,000 a year at his old job, but he left it to pursue his dreams in media. Logan actually handled the interaction incredibly well and let down Austin pretty easily. When Austin was saying that he needs a mentor like Logan, Logan replied that he needs a mentor himself, adding quote, "I'm a screw up myself. I need a mentor. I didn't have connections or people around me. I had Jake. I had a brother. Do you have people? Do you have friends?" Austin then responded that he actually doesn't have friends, but Logan did not believe it and told him to start making content with his friends. Jake Paul even ended up mocking the situation later on. In a video he cried to Logan asking for a job just like Austin had. In response to all the backlash and people mocking Austin for quitting his job and crying about the situation, he said quote, "It didn't work out the way that I wanted it and everyone thinks I was trying to get a handout. By this point it just pushed me to do more. This is the beginning of my journey. My long journey, let's go." It seems that Austin is using this media attention to his advantage as he keeps making updates regarding the situation. He even recently asked to be on Impulsive to talk about things, but I kinda doubt Logan will agree to that. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Next up to some Flash Mob news.
Thanks for those updates, Mackenzie. Alright folks, now let's move on to some feel-good news, shall we? A 93-year-old woman from Kansas was gifted with the most wholesome surprise for her birthday. Phyllis Brinkeroff of Prairie Village is absolutely in love with the Hokey Pokey. Known fondly by her neighbors as Mrs. B, she even gifted one of them with a Hokey Pokey CD just so that they could share in her excitement. Her neighbor named Melanie didn't exactly get the appeal, but always spoke with Mrs. B about the track regardless. While speaking with CBS News, she told them how Mrs. B often would send dozens of messages asking if she had gotten hooked on the song yet, to which she usually replied, "Not quite yet." Although unbeknownst to Mrs. B, Melanie was planning a big surprise. When she found out that it was going to be her 93rd birthday, she got the whole neighborhood to put their one hand in and shake it all about. After sending out invitations to assist her with this surprise, she was happy to see that so many people wanted to help. And so on the day of her birthday, they all showed up at Mrs. B's place for a good old-fashioned Hokey Pokey flash mob. Needless to say, Mrs. B was over the moon with this surprise and even joined in on the fun. Speaking with the media covering the feel-good news, Melanie said, "The smile on her face was so big. It doesn't take that much to make someone's day, and I think we can all do a little more of it. We definitely can, and a big happy birthday to Phyllis." With that though, let's take it over to the spill zone so we can speak more freely about Britney Spears' charges getting dismissed. But let's talk about this serious, well, it was being originally branded as criminal charges against Britney Spears, for which Rosengart was saying that it's just more tabloid fodder and it's just being over sensationalized every little thing.
Like a smear campaign essentially. When we first saw that, this was right around the time that she was trying, her gaining freedom. She had just done her court testimony and it was a very big win for her, and then all of a sudden this random allegation comes out of nowhere. To me it felt very planned. Maybe someone kind of planned it in the media to, bring her back down and maybe have people have second thoughts about her well-being, mental state. But yeah, I'm glad this was thrown out.
Yeah, and on top of that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe this story also came out right after Jamie announced that he was going to be stepping down. So
maybe.
Yeah, that people were a little suspicious of it as well, but thankfully the courts are actually listening, which is a huge win for Britney Spears, because if anyone can just make an accusation at her specifically saying, you know, she did this to me or she did that to me, and then when the police show up, there's literally no evidence of any injury or damage to the phone or anything like that, it's good to at least see that the courts have her back.
Even just any celebrity, I mean, we can't be, you know, just having all these accusations about celebrities. We need real proof. These people are targets of lawsuits. Oh, the celebrities get in so many frivolous lawsuits. It is crazy because they're just such easy targets. So thankfully the judge threw that out and we don't even have to, you know, think about going to court for something that stupid.
Yeah. But let us know in the chat right now what you think about those charges being dismissed. Well, folks, that has been today's show, but before we get out of here, let's check out some of your comments from our last weekly roundup.
Candace B says, man, I would have eaten that puffed up chip so fast. Yeah, I would have been like, this is not that big of a deal. It just looked like, oh.
Looks like a 3D Dorito.
Did they just continue those? What happened to those?
I guess they just continued with it and she found the missing one.
Yeah.
Rebecca Farrell says, I think there is a huge difference between dropping that small amount of blood in a bucket of red paint and seeing blood sloshing around through a window pane in a satanic billboard of a shoe. I just love the writing on this. Rebecca, kudos to you. But yeah, there is a big difference between a satanic shoe and just blood on a skateboard.
Yeah, like it's literally in there. Like if you break it, there's just, yeah.
That's
like way worse.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Then Maya B says, imagine getting $20,000 for a defunct chip. Lucky if you ask me. Extremely lucky. Too lucky. Where is my luck in this world that I didn't get the chip? Like I feel like I've gotten one in my day and I just ate it. I was like, oh, is what it is.
Like pay for your college tuition, Lucky.
Yeah.
Kibby Rosalind says, first time the feel good news brought tears to my eyes. Thank you for highlighting some of the good in this world right now. That's exactly why we love the feel good news, because we, you know, we're sick and tired of people just hating on the news all the time.
Yeah.
It's always a bad story. It's stirring up anger and hate. So we're happy that we could bring that feel good news for you.
Yes, definitely, because the news is just full of fear, and sometimes it's just, we just can't have that. We need happiness in this life.
Yeah.
And Sabrina says, Lil Nas knows why people are mad. He's just smart. He knows how to stay in the media, get that free press Montero. He definitely does, because Drake, I don't know if there's an affiliation with Drake's lover boy, the pregnant women, and then he was pregnant for his, is there like any sort of affiliation there?
I don't know, maybe
for
his
his album drop?
That's like the quote tweet to Drake's album, basically.
I know, I'm like, maybe he's weirdly, because I'm like, that can't be a coincidence, unless, you know, Lil Nas probably did have that idea. I do believe it, but it's like,
I don't know,
the timing.
it feels weird that they're all doing it at the same time.
Yeah, pregnant people, are they gonna make me, women getting pregnant? Yeah.
For now though, guys, that has been today's show. Big thanks to Mackenzie Smith and our editing god Daniela for all of her hard work. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers.
And I'm Mackenzie Smith.
And until next time, stay classy, YouTube.
Or at least try.
Try. It's me, Johnny, from a separate timeline, finishing this video.
Yeah, what are we gonna say?
This one may even lose him some respect with his kids, okay? This one may even... One more time. This one may even make him...
Oh, roasted the pig. Gonna get some drama. I did want to note for the record though, you know what slaps harder than Donda and Peppa Pig? The Backyardigans! Both their songs on viral on TikTok. The Backyardigans, so good, so good.
Into the thick of it. And while you do that, we're gonna move on to some comments from our last weekly roundup.
You're doing great, sure.
I'm not doing great.
And while you do that, we're gonna head into the comments from the last weekly. Oh my god, we both.
Okay, cool. So I'm not the only one. But for now, what is wrong with my mouth today?
I just wanted to say, I think that "Shake It All About" line, I think that was the cursed line that made us need to refill.
That was the cursed line. With that though, let's take it to the spill zone so we can speak.